Well, first we have to understand that the same principles really apply from being a basketball player as well as a CEO. When you think about focus, strategy, discipline, so I'm still that same guy that has those same principles as a CEO. And what I was doing as a basketball player first, and also a competitor, because I hate to lose at anything, right? Like my wife encouraged me to play my daughter one-on-one. She was about 15, 16 years old. I play her. We go to 10. I let her get to 9. And I took that same competitive spirit to the boardroom as well. I'm a perfectionist. So I was a perfectionist as a basketball player. I did the drills over and over and over again. And even today, I'm a perfectionist. And I want to do everything the right way. So when you think about principles of being an athlete or a basketball player, it's the same thing as a CEO, and so I think that I was preparing. What I did was I asked Dr. Buss, I said, my dream is not just to win championships, but I want to become a businessman after my basketball career with the Lakers. And he took me up under his wing and became my mentor, and one of my many mentors. And so he taught me Laker business, opened the books up to me, let me see how the Laker business was being run day to day. Then and I was one of these guys that was crazy, so I called the PR man from the Lakers and I said, look, I want to know all the people who sit on the floor. I want to know their phone numbers and names. So I cold called 20 people and said, will you go to lunch with me? And they said, yeah. So
surprise, surprise.
I took advantage of my platform, trust me. And so I picked their brain about business, what made them successful, and I incorporated into my own style. And so while I was playing basketball, yes, I was getting ready. But make no mistake about it, I was 150% in with being a Laker and being the best basketball player I could be. In the off season, I was preparing for this life after basketball. But I was a crazy basketball player, much like I am CEO. Because when you're trying to prove people wrong, first they said I wouldn't be able to play point guard at 6'9". So I had to prove them wrong. Then they said I couldn't go from the basketball court to the boardroom, and it's been my pleasure proving them wrong again. And what happened was my first theater in Crenshaw in LA was in the top 10 highest grossing theaters in the nation. And what we had to do was tweak the concession stand a little bit. Because minorities, we're a little bit different than everybody else. So we grew up on Kool-Aid, so I had to have strawberry, grape, orange, soda. We don't drink just Coke.
Yeah.
So now, the reason I said that, because my per caps was some of the highest in the industry. Wait a minute. So if I keep that Coke just in there and my customer base don't drink Coke, I'm not successful, right? Then I had a spicier hot dog, some jalapeno peppers. That was the first time in theater history that ever happened, right? And so I was able to understand my customer base and over-deliver to them. And I'm gonna use that word all the time. And you students out there, I want you to write that word down. And that's over-deliver. Because if you're gonna be in business, and especially today's marketplace, you gotta over-deliver to the consumer. Or guess what? They're gonna leave you that fast. I have over-delivered to my customer base for 30 years. That's why I have the #1 brand in urban America. So when I first went out to raise my first fund, I went up to CalPERS, right down the road from here. And they turned me down 4 times. And the last time the committee turned me down, they said, well, why haven't some other minority come to raise money and do what you're talking about doing? And I couldn't answer that question. I was up there to have them give me around $50 million to invest in urban America. That was unheard of at that time. And so finally I went up the time after that, the 5th time, they finally said, you know what? We're going to give you the $50 million. And if you, I'm going to come back to that word, if you over-deliver with the $50 million, you can come back and get $100 more million. I bought a shopping center for $22 million. It was 40% occupied. I made that center 100% occupied. I resold that center for $48 million. Took the 26 back up to Sacramento and said, here you go. And guess what happened? They started respecting me like a businessman. Now, a lot of you gonna get turned down 5 times like I did. Are you gonna get back up and try again? Or you gonna go have your head down, disappointed, and not get up and try again? See, I knew I had a great business plan. I knew I had a great strategy, and I believed in it. That's why I kept going up to Sacramento. And finally, they said yes. And that's when I took off. So remember, you're going to get turned down. Somebody's not going to like your business plan. That's all right. You can tweak it. You can make adjustments to that. But keep going if you believe in it. And if you've done your homework and your research and you find that you have a good chance to be successful with your business, keep going. Never let anybody define who you can become and who you are. They said, oh, Magic just a point guard. No. I was more than that. And now I'm proving it each and every day. Always be ready to adapt and adjust. I'm serious. Market change, you got to be ready to adapt and adjust. And we did that with my real estate fund. We had built some condos. The market just, remember, banks wasn't loaning no more money, and everybody was in trouble. Right? But quickly we said, oh, wait a minute. We can change to a renter's model just that fast. And guess what happened? It didn't affect our bottom line. We still were successful because we were smart enough to say, okay, it's not going to work because nobody can get loans, but we can go to a renter's model and it can still work for us. So make sure you're quick and nimble enough to say, you know what? I can adapt and adjust to what's going on in the marketplace today. I can change my business or tweak my business to make it still work. I came from a very poor family. Sometimes we had the peanut butter, but we didn't have the jelly. Sometimes we had something to drink, and sometimes we didn't. Sometimes, it was tough. 6 sisters, 3 brothers. But the one thing I never had was poor dreams. Even though I grew up poor, I didn't have poor dreams. And one thing I never lacked was confidence in myself. I always believed in me. Always.